The crew member who has the most to lose will describe a private sanctuary that will offer us peace, respite, and recovery. What is your sanctuary like? We've been on this journey for a while. There have recently been a couple of skirmishes with the enemy, surprise revelation. It's starting to feel a lot more like it used to back then, even though this ship is smaller and has significantly less people in it. And we just need to disappear for a little bit. Daxton, tell us about this sanctuary of yours.
Yeah. So I know that Daxton canonically did start teaching at a school, and one of the ones listed is Institution of Wisdom and Faith, the last of its kind, but I don't think that is... I don't know if that's quite right.
And this is a place that none of us know about.
Right. I think it's going to be a colony outpost that has fallen on hard times once under my protection. I think once everyone kind of went their separate ways, in addition to eventually getting to this like university kind of space, I think Daxton tried to kind of create a safe haven for other androids to try and keep them away from this, and I'm going to say entity. I don't know how quite else to describe what it is we're fighting, because it's not a person, it's not a being, or it's an intelligence, I guess. But I think realizing that was a vulnerable demographic.
You were gathering a very vulnerable community into a single space?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I know. Yeah.
Good intentions.
Yes.
Not so good in the long run.
No, never.
Because it fell on hard times.
I think what happened is that Daxton kind of like got it up and going, like was kind of like the person who was making sure that everything was going okay, and thinking that they were fine, decided to head off and do their own thing. And I think it is like a place that is really far off the beaten path, like no one really knows about it, like they're kind of off grid, so to speak, which is hard to do in like a space game, but like they're as much as possible like not connected to anything outside of like their own needs. Like it's very local area network style of stuff.
Then maybe someone like a corporation or something found it, someone who sees a large group of androids that don't have connections to something with extremely high security and thinks, so, I'll take some of those. Or maybe like there was a group that took issue with androids.
I'm trying to think about like how far we want to take hard times. Hard times as in like, oh, they just don't have the resources they need, or hard times as in we are in danger, because I feel like if there's like a dangerous situation, it wouldn't be a sanctuary for us.
Yeah, maybe it's not active dangerous situation, but like it could be a case of not having necessarily the resources, or just the general not being aware of what's going on in the wider universe.
I was kind of thinking that, like, I think the hard times is maybe they ended up with stuff that has like broken down over time that they can't replace because they don't really have connections outside. There are androids in like pretty terrible states of disrepair, or their colony at large is kind of like starting to crumble a little bit because they purposefully were cutting themselves off from the rest of the galaxy, and that has now been problematic.
Yeah. Cutting themselves off, but not necessarily realizing that it is okay to ask for help sometimes, but they don't know who to ask. Why haven't you revealed its existence before this moment?
To keep them safe. I don't think I want anyone to know where they are in case someone does decide like, oh, bunch of androids who don't have like a whole lot of direct programming, it seems. Let's use that to our advantage. Daxton really doesn't want there to be anyone unnecessary knowing about it in case they get manipulated.
That makes sense.
Does Daxton know that things have degraded?
I don't think so. Because I think if they had contact with Daxton, they would have gone back to like try and help. But I don't think they've been in contact with this colony since. So I think it's like, oh, okay, look, I know a place. Like it's a long shot, but literally no one knows about it. Let's go. And then kind of gets there. It's like, oh no.
So yeah, everyone decides what setback, complication, or severe injury forces us to find a safe place to recover.
I'm low-key imagining just Ram with just like a spear through her, and she's like, it's not even bad.
It's just a flesh wound.
It's fine. It's
not
fine.
It's fine. It only hurts a little, it's fine.
Most people
Don't
aren't
touch.
expressing that they're fine with holes inside of them, but for lack of better terminology, maybe you're built a little bit differently.
I am.
Ram, you were shot with the spear that people use to hunt whales in space. It's not just a regular normal spear. We're going to get you medical attention.
No, I was looking forward to grimacing for several more weeks, but yeah, that's a better idea.
I picture like we cut off like the top of the bottom, but you still have like this like chunk of metal sticking out on a foot either side. That's starting to get in the way just a little bit. We do need to get the econtometer about the recovery stuff later, Johan. Don't worry. I'm sure you'll find something.
I think it's because it's for space whales. I think space whales naturally emit space blubber to protect them from the void. So the metal is like super treated, so cold that it's hot. So it is like burning.
Yeah,
her.
That's awful. Sure, you're fine.
It's sizzling. I think it would melt anything that touches it, or like corrode anything else that touches it, if it's not also made of that treated metal. So we can't like pull it out. So even trimming it was like a huge pain.
Classic.
Yeah. Also,
Pretty
we need to hide out because the space pirates who shot you were a little upset.
They were trying to catch a whale and they caught a plant person.
We should have left whale alone and our ship alone. It's fine. I don't even have lungs. Everything will grow back. It's fine. We just need. Once this out, it'll be fine.
If we don't have it removed soon, correct me if I'm wrong, don't plants normally have adverse reactions to things being like put through them? Isn't there like scarring and things that happen?
I mean, I can taste it.
Right.
So,
Maybe we get that taken out of you.
I was really...
fine.
Yeah, no, I think you can grumble about it as much as you wish, but you're not going to get much done with a hole inside of you made from hyper-treated whale-piercing metal. Although I appreciate your, frankly, ludicrous confidence.
Frankly, Ludicrous Confidence is a great, like, album name.
Yes, absolutely.
Have felt worse. She's turning that kind of yellow that like a sad plant turns when you know like
so
it's getting kind of sick.
Helena's not even being subtle about switching all of the lights to the UV to give you just a little bit of a boost.
All of the UE.
She just looks to Daxton. Do you know of any place to go? You are the last person on navigation. The sooner we get this fixed, the better.
Technically, it's not a place that would be on any of our nav maps. I know of a place nearby. It's an off-map location. It's a small colony that I know. They're not going to have a lot in terms of a medical place for someone like you, Captain, but it's possible that they could help with plants, and they would definitely have some of the metal that we would need to make this a little more easy to figure out.
Better than nothing.
Real sunlight would be nice.
They have real sunlight, that's for sure. If we go, though, I just want to make sure that we still aren't going to be followed by the people who wanted that whale. Or anyone else, for that matter.
I think we lost them somewhere in the asteroid belt. Honestly, I didn't know where we were. I was too distracted trying to keep this one from accidentally burning a hole in the ship, pointing to Ram, who has tried a couple of times to sit down and almost walked into the wall.
Amazing.
trying to keep what's left of the spear from touching the internal parts of the ship.
Very good. All right. Well, I'll set the navigation up and we'll head there now. It's been a long time since I've been there, but hopefully everything's okay.
Hopefully.
Absolutely.
What has changed about everyone since we last saw all these characters? Aside from the fact Ram has a hole in her.
Can I say one thing real quick? Because I was imagining, you'd have to splice it back a few lines, but when Daxton said, I don't know if they're going to follow us or if anyone will see that, somewhere on the ship behind us we see just something tiny scuttling along the wires.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Just a tiny drop of something.
100%.
Besides having a space whale harpoon through her chest, which is fine, that's not even
super normal.
She has a complicated system of interconnected organs that can change their functions, so she's totally, y'all are so overreacting.
It's so fine. It's so normal.
It's so fine.
It's fine.
She looks a bit sharper, like she's back in routine and she's back in guarding you guys, and where her hair had been just kind of wild short pothos, it's much neater, and she's, maybe patched her old suit a little bit. Her large hat is hanging on the wall in her room. She has not needed it much, unless we're off the ship. And she warned those whalers. She really gave them a chance. She warned them as she was throwing a spear at them, but
right.
That still counted.
It was aggressive negotiation.
They deserved it.
Yeah. I mean, not much changes with Ram ever, so... But that's what you would have noticed over these months.
For Johan, physically, I think it's not to say that they've gone soft while they were traveling and working in that small community, but they have since similarly tightened up, right? They're moving a lot easier. They're back in the kind of grind. They've not lost any of their frustration or snark, but certainly they're quieter and happier. Maybe they wouldn't use the word happy, but I think they're pleased to be back into the rhythm of being on a smaller crew and not having to shepherd an entire community, but just having to shepherd a few people and have things be kind of calmed down despite the circumstances.
He's still a snarky asshole.
Yeah.
But they're the fun kind of snarky asshole.
Yeah, they're not punching down anymore. They've gotten most of that out of their system. It's mostly oh, this is an amusing circumstance and I've got to poke fun a little bit as a treat.
As treat.
Yeah.
Physically, Daxton has changed a little bit. I think it has kind of ended up a little C-3PO-esque in some ways. Maybe one of their arms is from a different model now because it got blasted off or something. So there's the color doesn't quite match, or the markings on it are kind of off, and it's just a little slapdash in terms of that limb. I think they are no less hopeful, but maybe a little less exuberant. I think the hope is still there, but I think they are less ready to kind of just effervesce that into the world with everybody else. I think they're kind of keeping it to themselves a little bit more. I think there's just been too many times where they've expressed their best case scenario for something happening only to have it blow up in their faces, and I think they're getting a little discouraged by that.
For Helena, there's more of an air of confidence to her, not in the cocky arrogance she might have had when she was younger, but we know more this time we've been doing in the work, we're better prepared. But as we get closer to the end, which we're not close to the end yet, but she's cautious. And she's often been the one to put herself more in the line of fire to get the rest of you a chance to escape. She draws attention to herself in times to give the rest of you a chance, and she still carries the regret with her. but there's a little bit of peace knowing that we're doing something about it. Also, most of her clothing is scavenged. It doesn't match as much, and she just doesn't care. Piecemeal mercenary armor clothing, the only thing that she has kept that's the same would be her sword cane. Otherwise, everything else has been kind of swapped out or traded. She's got different gloves on. She's still, customized the gloves a bit so they fit like the old ones did, kind of, but it's not the originals.
It's not the same.
She stayed dressed to the nines in the past.
Yeah. Now she's still wearing like the most practical outfit she can. She just also gets mismatched camo type situations.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Although she probably does have stuff to start dyeing some of the outside to have it at least be a little bit less obvious. So if she does have to commit a crime, it's not, you're looking for the person in the pink and the green camo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have to choose a price to pay?
You get to choose a price to pay, and you get to make up a person that you're dealing with. Because you're leading us to an old friend, ally, or family member.
Mm-hmm.
Describe this colony to us. What did it look like and how has it changed?
Yeah. I think the colony, when Daxton was first there and even like around the time that they left, it was set up in the abandoned like moon base of some like scientific research firm. So it was like a small moon orbiting God knows what, probably uninhabitable planet. For androids, the moon is at least fairly habitable. And so it's a lot of labs and there's housing and stuff like that, but it feels very sterile and always kind of did at the beginning because it was meant to kind of be a clean start for folks. And I think over time it started to get a little more personalized, but even androids have a hard time figuring out what their personality is outside of certain parameters. But it was very, I don't want to say open concept, but like because it was like labs and stuff, like there was a lot of like spaces that people just kind of like existed in and like did what they need to do, daily, and kind of a very communal style of living, a very communal style of living.
Okay.
When we start our descent down to this colony, it really does look kind of like an abandoned base of some sort. And I think the first thing Daxton notices is that one of the buildings, maybe what was once like one of the housing areas, looks like it has like collapsed or been destroyed in some way. And so they're kind of like giving you a little bit of down low about what everything is and why this was here and how they helped found it. Well, that building's not supposed to be like that, though. Why didn't they rebuild it? What happened? Okay.
Perhaps debris.
Yeah, maybe.
There's all sorts of things floating around between the stars.
Maybe storm came through?
Yeah, other things have taken some of their priorities, perhaps?
Which could be, I guess.
For our sake, I hope so.
We should be able to land over there, and then once we do, we're going to want to find Nalari.
Follow your lead. That's such a pretty name.
Mm-hmm.
I thought so.
That's a very pretty name.
Yeah, so we land. I think there's like some sort of like clearance checkpoint kind of situation. And I feel like it's probably pretty Android specific. Like it deals with like either barcodes or like a scan of some sort that wouldn't necessarily work on a more biological person.
I also imagine those of us that need to breathe oxygen are having to wear some sort of
Oh yeah, we got a little suit.
respirators.
Respirator suit action going on.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, we don't need to necessarily need like a heavy space suit, but just something that has a respirator, and then we can kind of calm down when we get into the building, assuming that androids haven't turned down the life support.
No, not completely.
That's good news.
Ram is
That's
so
nice.
yellow.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
much more yellow.
Very yellow.
Helena's just taken to following Ram around just with portable plant light thing.
Amazing.
That makes a lot of sense, yeah.
Ram's
I love that,
pacing.
though.
It's definitely not going to fix it, but it's helping a little bit. It's the best we've got.
It's not ever going to be a permanent fix, but it's keeping you at least upright for a little while longer.
Yeah.
I think Nalari is, by the strictest definition of the word, Daxton's sibling. They were created, built at the same
facility.
I think androids kind of like consider like certain ranges of serial numbers to be their siblings.
Yes.
So like even like same model might be like cousin, but like there's serial number ranges or like different additions that are like siblings.
Yeah, you were in the same batch.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
You're both
yeah.
from the 5000 series.
Right, exactly.
What a great run.
Really, some really good quality of life improvements on the 5000 series, you know?
They're just so hopeful. The 6000s are just little balls of anxiety and despair.
Why would they program angst into an android? That's ridiculous.
Well, that's what we
I don't
found out
know,
last
but it's
time.
quite brave. Welcome to being human. Sure sucks, doesn't it?
And I think Nalari was originally part of a like scavenging crew, so knows a lot about like metals and their uses, and like has a lot of like pieces and parts that we could use to try and put together something that would help get this out of RAM a little more easily, like with the correct metals and everything like that. There's probably someone around who can like do plant stuff as well, but I think Daxton's more concerned about getting the spear out.
Let's get the active problem dealt with. Then we'll just smother her in plant lights and water and she'll be fine.
The rules say we can ask anything about the sanctuary.
Yeah.
So this is all androids.
Yeah.
Are they all different types and sizes and ranges and just a variety?
It reminds me of like the Jawa carriers in Star Wars, just like a mismatch of all different style of robots, different ages and models and makes and purposes. It's
love that.
A whole bunch of different stuff.
What about cyborgs?
Ooh. Yeah, probably a few.
That's why they keep the life support on.
Yeah,
and have
there we go.
Plant stuff, because that's they have facilities for organic beings, because there are some beings there who are partially organic.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah, I love that. Some cyborgs. I think that there's a good chunk of the other androids that are similar to Daxton, like similar models. Just because I feel like that's a lot of the. However, this was founded, like Daxton, like found a lot of their family, so to speak.
You lost all your old family and you went and found the closest ones you had?
Yep.
Aww.
Yep.
I love that.
Daxton's a sweet baby child.
You know what makes that worse is I'm pretty sure I know what happened to your old family.
Yeah.
Oops.
Oh no.
Yeah, and whose fault was that?
Who could have done such a thing?
Who could have done
I don't know.
that? Ram has never seen this many androids or this many types. And every time we pass the ones that are similar to Daxton,
Yeah.
it's just like she's just tracking them with her head, and you're like trying to keep her from moving. Like, stop. Please just walk.
That's
I think
amazing.
She's sweating now, and her sweat is
goodness.
black.
Oh no!
Oh no! No!
Oh, that's so bad.
That's terrible.
That's
It's real
so
goopy in there, huh?
You're real goopy.
I picture that, like, Helena and Johan are standing on either side of you to keep you moving forward. It's, like, keeping you walking in a mostly straight line so you don't fall over while Daxton leads the way, and we're just, getting covered in black goop.
Yeah.
I do hope we're not being a bother by dripping ephemera onto their floors. We should apologize afterwards.
I can help him mop it up once this is out of RAM.
Alright, fantastic.
Half of them are mops.
Good day.
Oh, wait,
and
I
I
should
keep
not
like
have said
bowing in like greeting to all the androids.
Yes,
because I'm not,
amazing.
like hasn't been too many times where I've had to do religious services near or around androids. So I'm just like,
Yeah.
very normal. I gotta greet everybody as I
okay.
would any other societal structure. I hope they're not gonna ask me to hold any stories because we're on a bit of a time crunch.
Yeah, amazing.
I think Helda's been around, like, scavenged androids that have been hijacked for purposes or stolen or found lost and repurposed.
Sure.
She's not been around something like this before, but she's comfortable enough around androids.
Yeah.
She's not bowing, but she is, like, whenever they make, like, eye contact or whatever counts for their form of, like, registering that there's a person looking at them, she'll just give them a nod of the head as Ram is continuing to lean more and more on her, and she's just like, Johan, could you help, please?
Of course. Here, shift some weight onto me, and, keep sort of ambulating, Ram. You're doing great.
I shift weight onto you, and it does feel very like Ram feels kind of internally sloshy.
Oh no! Hate that.
Hate it so much.
Internally sloshy. That is such a phrase.
Ugh.
We both just instinctively start walking faster. And what happens when we find Nalari?
Yeah, I think Nalari is probably like working on something, probably trying to repair something that's been broken down here for a while. There's a nice moment of like recognition, a little bit of catching up, a little bit of, back and forth and, why are you here? What's going on? I think Daxton very quickly explains what's going on with Ram and the spear and asks if they can help get it out and use the correct materials and have a less problematic wound to deal with because our friend is sloshy.
It's real bad.
I think legs have stopped working, so we're just kind of like dragging Ram.
Which is difficult because Ram is a lot larger, taller, denser than us.
Both. All of the above.
Yeah, there we go.
A lot more than us.
Yeah, exactly.
So much.
Mm-hmm.
And I think while Nalari kind of like takes stock of what is happening with the spear remains and what they have on hand, I think Daxton kind of starts asking questions about like what's going on and why that building collapsed and why it seems like there might be less androids around than they remember. Like, what's did people leave? What's happening? And I think they get the sad realization and rundown of that things have started to kind of fall apart, and in an effort to keep themselves secluded from potential threats, they haven't been able to get the resources that they need.
Helena might pipe up at this. I do believe I know some people who can be relied upon to make deliveries, no questions asked, if you have the proper form of payment, which would depend on if there's any resources left on this moon. You may not be able to afford it long term, but for emergency supplies, they're very reliable.
That's a possibility. We'd have to see. I'm not really. I was never truly in charge here. I don't make decisions here anymore. We'll have to ask them.
I'm open to the conversation. We can't exactly leave here with Autumn's version of Ram.
I don't know. She's getting kind of swampy. I'm
swampy.
Deeply concerned.
I am as fit as spring.
Let's hold on that. It gets you back to the summers of your halcyon days once we patch you up a little bit.
Helena just wiggles your arm.
Boneless.
Boneless?
Yes.
It's really gross.
Spring, yes, that is not the word I would use for you, darling. Many words, not that one.
It's like when you take like a doctor's like a plastic glove and you fill it up with water. And it's just that really it still has a shape.
I hate it.
It's very swampy, as you said.
So goopy.
And I'm like, is just void whale harpoon, but is get it out now.
What's the price?
Yeah, what can we do?
That's between Daxton and Nilari.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's say
Ooh,
it's.
choose a price
What
to
does
pay.
Nilari ask of Daxton?
I like the idea of a promise we both know I can't keep, but I'm not sure what the promise would be. I think probably in the conversation about like what's been happening here and that Daxton doesn't make decisions here any longer, and are we open to the idea of like getting help from whatever context there might be. I think Daxton says, well, maybe if when what we're currently working on is all taken care of, maybe I can come back here and help rebuild things and get things back into the state that they need to be to make this the place that it once was, a spot to really allow everybody to thrive, right? I could come back. And I think the reality is that part of the reason Daxton left was because they couldn't handle the isolation. They liked being with like the other androids and their extended family, but the isolation from everything else that was happening in the world, not knowing what was going on, the lack of like knowledge and understanding of what might be happening was really getting to them. And the idea of isolating again without having any connection with the world outside to know how things are going, I think it really kind of scares them. So they're making this kind of like empty promise of, yeah, I'll come back and help, knowing that even if they do, they wouldn't stay again.
You'll come back and help, but that may not be what they actually need.
Mm.
But even if she sees through it, I don't think her sister is going to just let this plant person die in a gross little puddle on the floor.
No.
And it probably takes a while. Both get the harpoon removed and get Ram back to functional.
Yeah.
Yes. The procedure itself, gross. For some reason, I'm imagining like the main doctor robot just looks like an upright trash can.
Yeah.
They're just
Cool.
like a tube.
Tube with like a lot of little arms coming out of the top and like spindly. I think that would be fun. I mean, not fun for you, but fun for us.
Not fun for
It's
you.
like, hi, I'm here to do your procedure today, and I'm like, you are a tube.
You are tube.
That's hilarious.
It's rough out here when you are tube.
Yep. But one of their little clamp hands is made of void-tested metal.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Smash cut to all of you, like, waiting, and it's just Ram hollering.
Oh my god.
That sucks, yeah.
Like, the sounds, just horrible sounds, too. Like,
Some real bad ones.
it's pretty bad.
Helena's bent over, like, face buried in her hands, like, I knew we should have just left. I knew we should have just left, but she insisted, and we should have just left.
Ram just like, Whalers, I kill you all!
Well, at least she's swearing at the
Everywhere.
whalers and not the doctor.
Yeah, no, the doctor's just doing their job, But the whalers, oof.
Yeah, screw those whalers.
Screw those whalers.
Well, now we're going to
Curse
have to
you.
avoid them, otherwise she will be hijacking the ship, you realize. She will take over the ship and go hunt them down if we come across them again.
If I get enough of a vibe of what their stories might be, we can pick them off from a distance and meet Ram's criteria and my own religious needs. Take that as you will.
If we have the opportunity to do that, sure. Otherwise, we do need to wait until our current mission is dealt with before we go wage war with whalers. I'm all for it if we survive.
Absolutely.
You are having this conversation over Ram just hollering and cursing in her native language.
There's not much else we can do.
Yeah. And then there's just a final like very gross sound as the
Like squelch.
the pieces removed.
Ah.
Yeah, it's bad. And then the doctor wheels out and is covered in just like green and black goop
Amazing.
and is like, well, there's your problem. And just shows you the huge serrated harpoon slice.
I didn't realize there were teeth on those things.
No, that actually tracks a lot, because when we tried to pull it, it just made things worse. Oh man, that is...
I thought the teeth were just on one end. I didn't realize it went all along the...
Oh, I've never been so thrilled that you don't have organs right now. That is, awful.
Oh, she would be dead
Yeah.
if she had organs.
No, that would be absolutely heinous.
As I poke my head in, what do I see?
You see a very polite, looks like a small, one of those scoop ditch diggers.
Yeah.
Android
Aw.
scooping with the sweetest little voice and is like, all right, the doctor got that out and we're gonna get you all patched up. And is scooping Ram up. And again, still a little sloshy, but now already less yellow. And
Good.
the ditch digger scoops Ram up and just trundles by and is like, look at her, right as rain, and just takes me out into the sunlight and parks
Aw.
with me in like full sun, which would be uncomfortable for anyone else, but it's great. It's like, oh,
Very good. Very, very good.
Yeah. As the little robot passes by, Helena's just... If you need anything, if she asks for anything, just let me know. I can... Whatever she needs.
I'm not sleeping, just closing my eyes for a little bit.
It's okay.
Carry on, brave soldier.
It's okay.
You've made it to the other side.
Death to the whalers.
Okay, there we go. I don't
That's
pat
the
your
way,
head,
you know?
but I just sort of like move some wind towards you. I just move my hands up and down, like, yeah, there we go. Had a ram.
Adaram.
She'll be fine.
So while I'm recouping,
The player whose character is most nervous about the sanctuary takes the first turn. On your turn, choose a moment to play out with another crew member.
I don't think Daxton's nervous. Worried, like, about things maybe, but not, like, nervous.
I don't know if Ram has the energy to be nervous.
no, Ram definitely can't go first. We'd have to do a tiny time skip for
Yeah.
Ram because she definitely needs to recoup some.
I think the question of android death might make me nervous if we're trying to figure out who goes first.
Sure.
Yeah.
That
makes sense.
That feels complicated.
Yeah.
Could potentially be very much like brought back and have their entire stories erased, so they don't present a very clean cut space for my religious beliefs. I go and sit next to one of the androids and I kind of tilt my head. I imagine this one, it's like one of those long stick ones with like a little tank treads on the bottom. It looks like Rob from Smash Brothers. I guess that might be a good place to look. And I kind of tilt my head a little bit and I make sure that this one's awake, I suppose. I'm looking at the moments to see if like which one of these clips kind of works. Oh,
I take time to study those who live and work at the sanctuary.
yeah, no, I think that makes sense. Either that or like somebody has a saved hollow clipping and mementos of the Captain's Days of Glory.
Of the
Oh,
captain.
that's
Which would be like,
hilarious.
oh man.
Let's be real, that's blackmail.
That would be, yeah,
That's
no,
just
I
blackmail.
That's probably blackmail.
I think in talking about, and this might be a good bring someone in type thing, because it's supposed to be a moment with another crew member. I think that might be funny. Because this little Rob robot maybe was like a camera robot during the specific time period in which we were fighting the initial wave.
Okay.
And got some footage. And I'm like, this seems like a
Saved
natural...
some newsreels.
Yeah.
Or from when Helena was just like a little kid, maybe.
Oh, no.
That could be another fun
Oh,
one
dang.
if it's just like...
You do have a famous father, so like... So there would be like public footage of you.
Yeah.
Well, it's fascinating you have this. I'm turning to the camera bot. In fact, I was going to go into a bunch of questions about your existential sort of morass that you live in, but this is a lot more interesting. Not in a mean way, I'm not sure I'm ready to answer a lot of the questions that you might have. Show the clip again where... Oh, that's very funny. And it's like maybe a propaganda reel or something.
Amazing, yes.
I was picturing something kind of like home video
Oh,
vibes.
okay. So this is a camera bot from your home?
Your father his public-facing persona was a legit businessman. So, and he was a famous socialite and businessman, so there would be public footage of little Helena, like, attending events, and, and here at the stately Vale Manor, and that kind of stuff. So there would be footage of you, which is really funny.
Captain, it seems something might have survived your father's purge of materials involving your life. If you'd like to take a look at these. This is ICAM. We were talking recently about existential dread. Really fantastic stuff, helping me learn a lot about my faith's blind spots. But turns out, did a lot of the press junket a couple years back, and look who shows up! And I point, and it's you in like a little outfit at like a gala next to your dad.
Amazing.
I'm like 9 years old or something. She's like, I thought you looked familiar. Talking to the robot, like, not acknowledging the fact that you've been watching these videos with the robot. I mean, just like, I'll deal with that later.
that's a later
Just
problem.
How exactly did this come up, actually, in conversation?
Well, I was talking about, if you had to tell your story, what that story would look like with ICAM, and ICAM explained, I was mostly tasked with capturing other people's stories, and I realized we shared a bit of a kindred spirit in regards to what our tasks on this earth are. Now, granted, ICAM was programmed to do that, and has since found different purposes, so that was a fun little bit of conversation there. But then I said, what sorts of footage did you capture? I hope it's not anything that would be bad to look at. And ICAM was like, no, it was mostly this, and then played a few clips, and I went, wait a minute, that's the Vale Manor, I know that one. And that's how we got here.
My father had the journalist you were attached to fired, didn't he? I remember that now, I'm sorry about that. He did that a lot. Do you still have that footage that it was just the two of us did while father was being interviewed with the other cam? And the robot just nods excitedly.
Yeah.
It's just Helena playing like pirate adventurer as just a 9-year-old and being in general terror. There's one moment where she like jumps out of the tree and lands on it, just telling this grand adventure, and she's like, oh God, I haven't thought about those adventure stories in forever. Can I have a copy of this?
I think ICAM kind of nods.
Yeah, like little...
Yeah, it starts writing a little tape. Beep, boop, beep, boop.
Yeah, growing up wasn't quite what it appeared in those videos, but there were still some fond memories.
I'm surprised you're not trying to treat this one like it didn't happen.
No, I remember this was a fun time. Got to pretend like things were a little bit more normal for a while. I knew it wasn't real and that it wouldn't last, but it was fun, especially when this guy just started following me around. I believe they wanted B-roll.
B-roll.
To put along with some of the interviews they were doing with my father for whatever he was doing at the time.
Look at that, Captain. You're a star. You have your own B-roll.
I'm pretty sure when he heard the angle the journalist was going to take, that person got fired and threatened within an inch of their life to ever repeat any of what they learned. But depending on what this guy got, we might be able to find some useful things to use against him should he try anything. Also, are any of your friends here? I just picture we just like keep talking.
Yeah, I finish my introductions and write in my notes about purpose and existential dread that occurs in androids.
We just get these fun, cute little videos, and I think Helena also sees if there's another iCam from that same set there who might have stuff that includes her father that could potentially be used for blackmail.
Always the opportunist.
Yeah, gotta keep that blackmail ready.
He's a problem, okay?
He is like kind of a monster.
Yeah, just a little.
Gosh, he would be threatening journalists.
That's crazy. What sort of horrible person would do such a thing?
Gosh.
Smash cut younger Ram just chucking iCam into a trash can like a basketball.
We notice iCam is like keeping distance from Ram.
Before we leave, Helena does make Ram apologize.
which is great. Ram's like, I've never seen this android before in my life. I don't know what you're talking
I do
about.
not know what
Okay.
you mean.
That sounds like something I would do for your father.
Now, if only we could do that to my father. That would be great.
Put him in the trash can.
That was cute.
Does anyone else have ideas for theirs?
I mean, Ram's gonna step forward to assist with mundane chores because that's what she's good at. There was
I
another
was
one.
looking at a child makes their way to us to insist on becoming friends. Just like a slow, like a
Yeah.
little
A
child.
little robot child.
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
What does a little robot child mean?
Well, technically, if they only have so much memory space, they could have like the personality and like intelligence level of a child.
Oh, so
So like permanently a child.
We do have cyborgs.
There are cyborgs who are semi-biological who could make children if they wanted, and it doesn't preclude the other robots from making more versions of themselves, aka children.
yeah, you can build new little guys.
Yeah.
So there
Yeah,
could
absolutely.
be new little guys tootling around.
It's up to you which one you want to do and who you want to do it with.
Now I'm just imagining, because it does take several days, Ram does need to lay in the sun and connect with the earth and heal naturally, and she does pretty quickly. It looks like meditating, and now I'm just imagining this like little, very round, like made of round components, humanoid but round, like robot child equivalent, just rolls up and just like sits and tries to sit like in the pose she's in while she's meditating.
That's really cute.
And Ram like looks at it with one eye and scoots away a little bit, and it just scoots closer,
That's so cute.
I love that. Yeah.
Aw.
and she's just like, "What are you doing, little machine person?" And just in a little digital voice, it's like, "I'm doing what you're doing. What are you doing?" Like the other people, they call it meditating. It's not exactly that. See? And I show him my very large hands, and the backs of them have like the spirals carved in them. And I show him my very large hands, and I put them on the dirt. And I'm like, I can feel the dirt, can feel the earth. Take it in and heal. Become whole. And the little android's like, oh, like when I charge. Like when I charge my power cells. And Ram's like, that is close. Yes, is close. I am charging my power cells from your sun. It's delicious. It's a good sunlight. It's very yellow.
It's a good vintage.
It's a good crisp sunlight. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Your dirt, a little tinny, but it's still good.
If you can get your hands on a good red dwarf,
Ah, delicious.
Ooh,
Classic red dwarf.
always love a good yellow.
There is the question of, do you help me form a sincere connection, or are you content to watch me fight her? I picture all three of us, like, we're just watching you.
Yeah.
Yes.
I guess we're going to check on you. We see you bonding with this little robot child, and it's the cutest thing ever.
Oh yeah, and at this point there's more of them.
Oh.
Like there's other oddly shaped little robots who
Make
have just
some
joined us, and we're all in the sun.
amazing. A couple of them have brought out like little solar panels.
That's
Yes,
so cute.
their little solar panels are up.
Yeah.
And she does heal, and they ask her little questions every now and then, like, what does sunlight taste like? What does the earth feel like? Can you feel it in your veins? Can you absorb water through your skin? And she would usually be really short and annoyed with these questions, but she just answers them, and she finds them really quaint and cute. Not that she would ever tell anyone.
No, never.
No one can
never. No one can know.
Never ever.
Helena's definitely not videoing you teaching children how to play little, like, patty cake games.
Yes! Oh, yes, she teaches them. Probably ends up teaching them how to make, like, the equivalent of like friendship bracelets out of like grasses
So cute.
and weeds.
Mm-hmm.
It's yeah, so she just ends up with this little like cadre of little robot folk who are following her around.
That's so cute.
Amazing.
It is cute.
Absolutely amazing.
As Helena sees this, I think I step forward to assist with mundane chores the sanctuary requires. I'm helping with repairs, I'm helping build things, I'm like giving them access to some of the scrap that we have collected. I'm trying to...
Oh, the junk from the ship.
Not all of it. Just some of the stuff that doesn't actually go with the ship, but I didn't like who had it, so I decided they didn't need to have it anymore.
It's good. Good junk.
He's good junk. I think, Daxton, maybe you notice this, that I'm spending pretty much most of my time awake, trying to help fix things and, like, help, like, repair structures, repair power, repair androids. I'm not an engineer by any means, but I'm self-taught. I don't know the official way to fix it, but I know how to use duct tape.
Close enough.
Fair. Captain, quick question. When was the last time you slept? Like, actually slept. I don't mean a power nap.
I slept for a few hours last night.
And that's it?
I mean, I have slept some full week, but here, there's just so much here that needs fixing, and I can help with that.
You're not particularly
I say as-
handy.
Just says what we're all thinking.
You say as I'm, like, working on repairs to, you know, like a power converter that was starting to fall apart, and I'm like, well, in the 3 years everyone thought I was dead, I had to find some way to keep food on the table, and I got decently good at fixing things. Would I ever get hired by anyone to work in, say, a repair garage? No. But I do know how to keep this specific power converter stable. I at least keep it stable enough until someone else can come fix it, and that should help with some of the energy issues they've had with the charging stations around here.
That's really nice of you. Do you feel guilty about something?
Just give you a look. Many things.
What are you trying to make up for here?
Helena finishes the thing that she was working on, waits a second to make sure there's not going to be any alarms going off, and then says, well, I don't think this is as much trying to make up for something as just trying to do some good.
Okay.
It's good to just help, you know?
I've spent my entire existence in service. I understand.
Oh.
I think you're more than that.
I didn't say I was less than. Just, that is what I was made for.
Good, sorry, assumption. There are a couple of newer androids that I've been talking to. They're still in that old thought process.
Yeah.
But you made a good thing here.
Yeah.
And it needs a little help, so I'm happy to help.
Thanks, Captain.
Of course. Your family. So that makes them family.
By a very loose definition of that word, yes.
If we're going with a legal definition, then my family's all garbage. I like to ignore that part.
Fair enough.
Family is what you want it to be.
That's true.
Family, like home, is what you make it. Now, if you're free, there's a recycling machine that could use some work, and I think I know how to fix it, but I can't do it by myself.
All right.
Could you lend a hand?
Sure.
I picture maybe something kind of like a trash compactor sort of thing, but it's for, like, compacting and repurposing materials to create, like, it's prefab stuff to fix damaged structures.
Sure.
Also, the tube doctor's spouse. They're
Yes.
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 Yes. Absolutely. The family tree in this place is fascinating, and Helen is just like, I like it here. They're all a little weird. Also, this is something straightforward I can fix, although I do think that one ends up being a little bit more complicated than we expected it to be. But with the help of the tube doctor and the spouse explaining, like, where things feel weird, I think we are eventually able to fix it. And then it's just a matter of, like, keeping up with the maintenance, which someone gets taught how to do that, I'm sure. Helena is grateful for a chance to just kind of forget about everything else for a little bit. She knows it's all still there, but I can fix. This I can fix. It's a little thing that'll make a big difference. Also, she doesn't sit still well. So it's either that or she will start disassembling and cleaning weapons, which she is aware how vaguely threatening that can be perceived as.
I think all of us, while we're here, we get this feeling that this place, like, it's so nice and it's so peaceful, and the people are just delightful. And it's a place that needs enough help that we could stay a long time with a lot of good work to do.
Yeah.
And I think we keep not having this conversation of, should we stay longer? Should we stay? Should we stay?
Yeah.
I think I'd like to use my moment then to kind of find a time to, like, break us out of that mindset of not talking about leaving.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm going to do someone naive and unskilled from the sanctuary desperately seeks to join our crew. We know they'll never survive the mission.
Oh.
And I think being faced with someone wanting to join up with us is like, okay, we can't stay here any longer. There is something to do, and the longer we stay here, the more we'll ingrain ourselves with these people, and so on and so forth. So I think that there is in this case, I think it's teenage to young adult cyborg, maybe someone who had probably a traumatic past of some sort, like ended up here kind of on their own and is looking for something else in life. And Daxton and, I don't know, what's a good name for a cyborg?
Peter.
Peter? Okay.
Peter.
Yes.
It's
Why
Pete.
not?
It's Pete.
It's Pete.
It's
Yeah,
like
there's
that.
like, it's leet speak, so there's like a 3 where the E
Yes,
should be.
yeah. So it would be,
Oh my god, I love Pete.
So his name is Pete.
373.
yeah.
Pete.
So I think Daxton is talking with Pete, and because it's Daxton, very gently trying to explain the horrors of the rest of the world and how dangerous it will be and what they've run into the past and what they're actually up against, and is really kind of dancing around the subject. There's just a lot of things that could be really potentially problematic for a lot of people, but look, the stuff that we do isn't for, it's not for someone like you. It's not for someone who I don't even know how to. You can't come with us, Pete. That's not going to be a good idea. I think Pete's starting to get a little bit defensive about it. Like, well, why not? I'm a capable guy. Come on. I'm not scared of whatever's out there. You're not even telling me what it is. Come on.
Ooh. Can I jump in and kind of
Yeah, please.
seal the
Please.
deal?
Go for it.
I move towards Pete, and I kind of get down on one knee. Now, what sorts of dangers have you experienced in the past?
I was caught up in, like, where I grew up before I was kind of, like, had all this other, like, stuff, attached to me, because Anyway, I kind of lived in, like, a space that was kind of war zone-y, so, like, there's a lot of stuff that I've seen.
Okay. Surviving in a war zone is very different from actively running towards one. When you were young, you were probably told you hear shots fired, you get out of the way.
Yeah?
We don't have the luxury to get out of the way. We're heading straight towards something that would shred most people to bits. And frankly, I have enough dead with their stories to tell that I don't want to add any more unnecessarily. This may be your choice, but we are overriding that choice right now. If you wish to funnel all of that hatred, by all means, bring it here. That's not something I'm against. But know that we do this because we'd rather you survive this and preserve your community than fall in battle next to us and bring them nothing but grief.
Do you show him the tattoos?
I was going to, but I figured that wasn't super necessary until, like, if they push back, then I was like, look, this is how many people we've lost. But I think that words might be enough. I'm gonna see, right?
I think Daxton jumps in and says, while I don't necessarily agree with Johann's completely bleak understanding of the world, I do agree with the assessment that we don't need any more who perish at the hands, so to speak, of what we're facing. We might not come back from this, and I don't want to take someone in who has a lot more to give to this community without having to face that. I think Pete gets, like, teenage defensive. You don't even know if I would survive. God. And, like, kicks a rock or something and kind of just, like, is, like, real grumpy about the entire thing. I think Pete drops it, but he doesn't talk to anyone from the crew for the rest of the time spent here.
Grumpy teenage boy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ram finding out about this, about Pete, like, oh, Pete wanted to join us, and we told him, not to. And Ram's like, oh no, Pete died instantly. Good. Stay here.
Jeez.
Yes, that was a good call.
In the meantime, though, it does bring up the fact that there is some pretty terrible stuff out there that we've been saying that we're going to go take care of, and we've been here for longer than I think we expected to. Do we need to get going?
We should.
I look down, and I do have a scar on my chest from the harpoon, but I am green and stalwart, healthy again, and a healthy shade of green, different from the UV lights on the ship that was giving me. It's a bit deeper green. But I'm healed. I'm fine. Just like I said I would be. And I look down at my scar, and I look out at the little tumbling robot children, all their different happy shapes, and I'm just like, yes, we cannot stay here. We have to keep moving.
I'm in agreement.
We have work to do.
Yes.
But Daxton, and I put my big hand on your little narrow shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you built good place. This is good place.
Thanks.
It'll continue to be good and make a difference. When you're ready to return to the ship, the one who grew the most attached to the sanctuary chooses an ending for the visit.
Oh no.
I think Daxton was already attached, so I don't think there was any growing to do. So it's
Yeah.
Oh.
I feel like it was Ram,
Yeah.
honestly, with her gaggle of children.
I think it was Ram.
Because just being back in the sunlight and the greenery, because it is an android settlement, but it was very green, naturally, and just the children toddling around and asking her inane questions really reminded her of being back home with her just so many nieces that she has not seen in a lifetime, basically, and just the peace of it. And we've had so little peace on this mission. And again, she'd never admit it. She would never admit that that she wants to do anything but the mission.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think she is reluctant.
Oh.
But I've got two ideas. We either heal our injuries, body, mind, and soul, and we struggle to leave, and we leave something behind in the sanctuary, or, as kind of a cliffhanger, I do really like when we return to our mission, we discover something disturbing about the enemy.
Ooh.
How does this harrowing revelation open old wounds or fill our hearts with fear?
Hmm.
So that one's fun because it's like, oh, we had this healing moment and this time span of peace, and it was good and productive, and now we're back on it, and oh no.
Ooh.
I have a thought if we go with that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Colonies near where we know the enemy to last have been have started going dark.
That's not
People are
good.
just disappearing and no
Ooh.
one knows why.
Yeah.
But
I like
we
that.
do.
I like that.
Mm-mm.
Oh, and that makes perfect sense because this is an isolated settlement. We wouldn't have been getting any news until we leave it.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I feel like, we say our sweet goodbyes, we say our
Yeah.
farewells. Ram takes several buckets of dirt.
Just for the road.
Yeah, and we scan out and we, pass out of whatever protections they've set up. And Daxton probably is like, okay, let me hook back into the sit, let me check what's been going on, and outpost colonies are going dark.
That's pretty bad.
Specific outpost colonies are going dark.
As we are taking off and Ram is arranging her dirt. And everyone's just kind of like, okay, what's next?
Yeah. All right. Getting the next set of coordinates in, and I'm going to start downloading the public feed, get that going on all our systems. And I think as that happens, it kind of like just like notification after notification of like boom, 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 boom.
No.
Oh. There's a long list of colonies that are going dark.
We're running out of time, aren't we?
And Daxton kind of like throws them up like on a map based on like where we know enemy like cells to be. They're all really close.
Oh, gods.
None of the feeds say the reasons. It doesn't seem like most people know what's going on. We're really running out of time.
This just started happening a few days ago.
Yeah, since we
need to move.
Yes, we need to continue forward.
Yeah.
And so we continue on, and now the crew members who visited the sanctuary draw a card face up. So we'll start with Ian.
Yeah.
Pick a card. White or black?
Black.
Yay!
Oh, no. Oh wait, that's good. That's
King
good.
of
Yeah.
Spades.
Yes!
That's good.
King of Spades.
That is good.
I think I've only drawn
Yay.
black cards so far.
You're so
Yeah.
good at this game.
And I'm pretty sure I've only drawn red cards.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, the enemy's gotta get stronger somehow.
If their crew member keeps the card, they briefly describe what this regained loyalty looks like. If the crew member gives their card to another player, they briefly describe a moment of closeness between them.
I think I would like to give this to Daxton with the understanding of, just like I had my flock back on the planet that I left from, this is probably going to be yours, and it's not something that you have to, you don't have to follow my specific, like, Blue Stella meaning for it of, like, carrying their stories, but that might be a place that you will return to on and off to try to make it better, and I respect that.
Daxton has a deck now. So, Jess,
Yeah.
white or black?
I'm taking the white card. No!
The enemy grows stronger.
Dang it. Darn it.
Now Zayn.
Black.
Yeah!
You got a card. Loyalty is regained. You briefly describe what the regained loyalty looks like. Or if you want to give it to another player, you can keep it for yourself, though, because you've
You might need it.
got no deck.
I might need it.
Yeah.
I might need it. However, I feel like this is looking at the like regained loyalty, change relationships, new belief, or growing hope. I feel like being there didn't necessarily reinvigorate anything in Daxton, especially because it was like, oh, this place is kind of like falling apart. I think they have a renewed purpose, but not necessarily like relationships or beliefs or anything like that. So I actually think I'm going to give this to Ram. We've like left and it's kind of like maybe a day later or something like that. Maybe like, during a meal or like a moment like passing in a hall. Daxton just says, thank you for being so kind to the people there. There's a lot of folks that wouldn't really understand what that place is and what everyone there means to each other. And even if you didn't understand, you kind of just like jumped in. And the little ones really did like you quite a lot. Thanks for trusting me to take you there and for accepting those that gave you help.
I kind of run my hands over my grass friendship bracelet I'm still wearing. Like I said, it's a good place. It's good people.
Right. And Dax kind of just like nods and like keeps walking.
Yeah.
And for the last card, which is mine,
Yay.
Yay!
I'm gonna give it to Daxton.
Okay.
I don't know if Helena tells you about this, Daxton. When she was helping with repairs, she would also talk to some of the leaders of the androids, and I don't know if you find out about this from her, but maybe you find out about it from your sister. Helena pulled some strings with, like, consent and, like, of the androids in charge there. Like, nothing without... They know every detail of, like, what she's done, pretty much, except for the details that would be dangerous for them to know.
Yeah.
But over the next couple of weeks, every once in a while, just, like, a container of, like, spare parts and stuff gets left on the moon. The stuff that they need for supplies just gets left on the moon. She very carefully arranges for things to go missing around there so they can find what they need. And there might even be some clusters of essentially refugees, androids on the run, cyborgs looking for somewhere to disappear. Just normal people who need to disappear for a little bit.
Yeah.
Who just find their way there, and it's not gonna fix everything, but they can keep themselves isolated, keep the secret, have what they need to survive. And as we sail off, before we end this part of the recording, Jess.
Yes.
Describe a brief glimpse of the enemy and how they become more terrifying.
It goes from the scene where Daxton had pulled up the interstellar map of the colonies that had gone dark, and then overlaid it with the cells that we knew about and how a lot of them were matching up. And then the angle kind of changes to a darker ship's interior, and another screen comes up, and we hear Garrett's voice. List the next targets. And you just see dots on the map light up, one after another. Yeah.
He's a traitor.
Yeah.
He was
cut
part
this
of our
out.
crew that we thought he died, but he
was
Oh, I remember.
You did miss
we
that.
can stop as part
I
of the
remember.
report.
Yeah, he's a traitor. He betrayed us for stupid reasons. They've recombobulated him to use him against us because he has intel.
They got
So
inside us.
they've pulled him back together.
Oh.
And he's one of the baddies.
How dare he?
Yeah. Yay! I mean, not yay.
Yay! This guy sucks.
Yay! This guy sucks.
Yeah.
I need to run to the bathroom. Real
I do
fast.
need a bio break. All right.
I don't know if I can do another one tonight.
Okay.
I'm so tired.
Okay.
I'm so
All right.
sorry. I've been struggle busing for like the
Oof.
past
Totally
30
fine.
minutes.
Okay, I'm gonna stop it regardless, so I can go to the
Yeah, for
restroom,
sure.
and then
I've
when
been
we
running
come back, we'll
all-
figure it out.
Because I did just stuff all day yesterday and all day today, and I got home, like, I ran in and changed clothes and, like, sat down and, like, immediately jumped on, and I've been out all day putting out fires and schmoozing and not fighting my roommate's boss, even though I really want to. Anyway. But that was... Yes, I know, which we just need to find a time. I can make, like, whenever work. I can do... I'm Tuesday, Wednesdays, Thursdays, after, not this Friday, but after that, my Fridays are free. I do have... my birthday's the 30th, and I'm doing something that night, and then on the 31st, I'm going to a concert, and then on the 1st, I'm going to a different concert. So it's like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. My birthday weekend's gonna be busy, because I got myself a ticket to a concert I wanted to see, and then my friend surprised me with a ticket to a different concert, and I'm like, okay, we're just gonna go to 2 concerts in one night. My friend surprised me, they had tickets to Ninja Sex Party, in Atlanta, which is awesome. And then I got myself tickets to see Sleigh Bells and Sophie Hunter, who I don't know if anybody knows about, but I like them. They slap. Yeah. But this upcoming weekend, I'm free Saturday, Sunday. I can do the 25th. Yeah. Yep. Get out of here, Craig. Love you, Craig. Love you. Don't listen to them.